From the Daily Mail, chilling messages reveal how Mafia henchmen allegedly threatened and attacked victims of their rigged NBA poker games. This is it's a crazy story. It's like out of an action movie. It's just nuts. The FBI claims it uncovered a decades-long Mafia-led poker ring. The alleged scheme involved professional athletes, including Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups, being used as, quote, face cards to attract victims to the table where high-tech methods were used by the Mafia to rig the games, says the indictment. And I am proud to say, for the loyal viewers of Timcast, you would not have been fleeced by this because we talked about this 2 years ago. 2 years ago. In one instance, Zhen Hu, 37 from Brooklyn, sent chilling messages to an alleged victim of the ring, identified as John Doe 5 for not paying up. Yeah, you not gonna pay me? Who asked in a message on November 5th, which he swiftly followed by saying another message, all right, bet. Is that him right there?
So I guess the do mob enforcers are Asian now. That's actually interesting.
Is it the Asian Mafia? He says, watch what's good now. You've been running your mouth unchecked, he warned. In the days that followed, the indictment claims Hu is said to have made good on his threat when he allegedly assaulted Doe 5. Quote, I punched somebody in the face the other day. Ish unraveling quick, he told the unnamed recipient. Now, we've got this video right here from Timcast News. This is Solve for Why. This is, I believe this is Matt Berkey on his podcast talking about, he's a pro poker player, talking about how these games were run and what they found. Listen to this.
There are a lot of stories about it. There's one that cropped up. This must have been like 5 years ago, 2019-ish, I think, 4 years ago, where there was this game. It started in LA and then it came to Vegas for a few days, and it was all built around Chauncey Billups. And I had heard about the game, and the person who told me about it was like, look, I know the game runners. I'm telling you 100% this game is on the up and up. And I was like, well, I know a lot of the people that are involved, and I'm telling you 100% that it is not on the up and up. Yeah. And, we kind of went back and forth, and I agreed that, like, I just wasn't going to go play it. But I had some friends who went and played it both in LA and in Vegas. And it obviously, like, was for sure confirmed to be cheated. Mm-hmm. Like, people who clearly didn't even understand the rules of No Limit Hold'em are just, like, jamming hundreds of big blinds in with, like, a gutty. And then just drilling it. Yeah. Only the pros are losing. Like,
how is it figured out? Like, it just
so that's the gist of it. Where we're getting this story, they'd invite people in, and I'll translate a little bit what he said when he said hundreds of big blinds. He's saying lots of money, and a gutty is a very unlikely probability to win. He was saying people who didn't know what they were doing were playing ridiculous bets, and they were defeating all the pros. The New York Times says that what they would do is this is wild. What is it? High-tech, sophisticated technology, like from the movie Ocean's 13. The machine that shuffled the cards was not just randomly mixing them up. It had technology hidden inside that could read the cards in the deck, predict which player had the best hand, and relay that information to somebody off-site. That person would then use a cell phone to communicate the intel to someone at the table who would steer the other cheating players with secret signals like tapping certain chips or body parts. In some of the rigged games, the poker chip trays had hidden cameras that could read the cards on the table. That one doesn't seem to make sense to me, but we can speculate, I guess. The cards also sometimes had markings that were visible only to people wearing specially designed contact lenses or sunglasses. I will stress, we have those playing cards.
Really?
Yeah, they're marked with, on the back of each card is a very big number that can only be seen if you're wearing UV glasses or contact lenses. We have them as a gag because we are filming a comedy bit or something. But legit, the sunglasses are purple. You put them on. Everything looks purple, and the back of every playing card looks just like this. You'll see a big purple number. So you'll know exactly what they have.
I would love a deck like that at blackjack.
Wouldn't people be tipped off, though, if people are wearing the glasses?
Not if they're
the contact
rubes.
lenses are undetectable.
But like if they're purple.
Yeah, they're purple.
Well,
you can.
So how do you not tell?
Because people don't know to look for these things.
Oh,
And a lot of poker players wear sunglasses when they're playing. It's very
they
common.
wear the sunglasses
Well,
anyway
beyond
for
that,
the poker face.
Purple lens, yeah.
Today on the Culture War, we had Doug Polk, obviously the legendary poker player, and he said, he's like, in my entire career, I've never played a house game because he's like, there's just too many like spots to look out for.
I got to challenge him though, because I watched the interview you did with Doug Polk. Shout out to Doug Polk. He's probably one of the most famous, if not the most famous players right now, because he's got a big YouTube presence. And but he said if you're playing a home game, which is like a private game, which is very very common, and you see a shuffle machine, you should be worried. It's incorrect. If you see a Deckmate 2 shuffle machine, because those have cameras inside of them, this is a security feature. Actually, so you can tell if someone's adding cards or changing the structure of the deck. It'll warn you and it'll spit the deck back out. But hackers figured out 2 years ago how to plug something into the USB or Ethernet port, and that camera it tracks the position of every card, and then it sends once the deck is shuffled, it sends it out to a random person. It can send it out to any person they want through Bluetooth. And then we talked about this a couple years ago when it happened on Timcast IRL. Researchers in Vegas at DEF CON, the hacker convention, said they figured this out. And a bunch of commenters and people were saying, but they still cut the deck. That doesn't change the order of the cards. It changes the order of 2 cards.
It's true.
So long as anybody who has access to the deck information from the hacked machine, when they see the first visible cards that come out on the board, it's called the flop, they know what card everyone has. And if you're in hand, meaning like you've got cards, you're playing the game, and you're wearing headphones, you can look down at your cards. You can easily relay that information in a million different ways, and then your person who's sitting a table over can tell you if you're going to win or not. Here's what gets crazy about this is they didn't need to do it. This is what I don't understand about this story. It sounds like, I'll put it like this. I bet if you went to Matt Berkey or Doug Polk and said, you want to rip off a bunch of morons at a high-stakes game with Chauncey Billups and other pro athletes, how would you do it? They'd be like, we'd invite Fish to come play poker. Like, we're going to crush them. There's nothing they can do. It sounds like the mob was like, let's cheat them because they didn't know how to play poker. I feel like you go to anybody who knows how to play poker and they're going to be like, oh, we'll run a game at the table. You get 2 players, play on a team, and you basically just, you can play. I'll try to keep the example really simple, but 2 players at one table can do a handful of things from very, very technically above board to super illicit. There was a cheating ring at MGM National Harbor. This is what I was told by the people who worked there. It was 3 guys. They'd play at one table, and they had a way to tap information about the cards they had to each other. So a guy looks down at his hand, and he sees a hand that's very bad. Let's say ace 7 offsuit. Like, yeah, you got an ace. That's pretty good. But you're not suited. You can't do any of the 7, and you're facing a race. You don't want to play it. However, he wants to let his buddy know he's folding an ace, so he would tap a chip. There's a lot easier ways to cheat than using high-tech RFID scanner tables and hidden cameras and all sorts of nonsense. And additionally, the crazy thing is, you don't need to cheat. It's very common in Vegas. They'll invite Chinese millionaires and billionaires to play these games where they know they're going to win and the Chinese millionaires and billionaires are going to lose. But these Chinese, like these guys from Macau, they're like, I literally don't care if I lose $5 million.
Yo, Macau is
Why?
They don't
Why
care.
don't they care? How did they get so
they just
rich?
have so much money. I mean, Macau is just nuts. I played blackjack in Macau on a trip to Asia, a business trip, and it's scary. It's like it's very intimidating. I only play blackjack, for instance, in high limit rooms because it's hand shuffled. I will not play. You're talking about machines. I just don't feel comfortable because the machines can line up the cards, like you just said. I just don't feel comfortable playing.
Only there's specific machines that can. I don't know if the Deckmate 1 can.
I'm not interested in a machine shuffle at all. I will not play.
Oh, bro, don't play hand shuffle.
I only play hand shuffle, and it works.
That's
for me.
the easiest to rig, bro. Even I can card track
so well for me. And
I mean, if you're at a casino, you got nothing to worry about hand shuffle or otherwise.
Yeah.
But if you're playing anything private,
oh yeah, no, that's just
anything private.
Not my cup of tea.
This is what I was saying about what Doug. I would suggest if you're playing private, you want to see a Deckmate 1. It just literally says Deckmate on it, because those, as far as we know, can't really be manipulated. There's no internal camera to track which card's going where. Deckmate 2 is a camera, and bro, card tracking, like when you watch Penn and Teller's Fool Me or whatever, and you've got people pulling card tricks, it's not magic. They're not doing illusions.
They're tracking cards, yeah.
It's literally, there's 52 cards. It's extremely easy to memorize where one card is going to end up when you cut the deck perfectly in the middle and then count to where it was. And there's a guy that I follow on Instagram. He's one of the best, if not the best in the world. I think you pronounce his name Jason Ledaney. I recommend you guys check out his videos. This guy is a master card tracker. And people think it's an illusion, a sleight of hand, or a magic trick. I'm not going to try and speak for him because I don't know exactly how he does all of the tricks. Some of it is. But I'm fairly certain this guy literally just knows the position of every card. He's been doing it for decades. You hire this guy to deal for you. Not him because he's a performer. But there are people who can do this. You sit down at one of these games. I'm like, they don't need machines to do this. They could have literally got a magician to deal out hands. They don't need a machine, and you can never trace it. You can't prove somebody was a magician.
So why do you think they did all this?
Because the Mafia didn't understand poker. Right? So,
I think it's wild that the Mafia is still there, you know?
I'm actually shocked to see, like, Gambino.
La Cosa Nostra,
I mean, Gambino
Well,
and Genevieve.
The classic.
Like, these are the classics. These are old names.
Yeah,
Who
who
did we have on the show? Francesi, is that his name? Probably pronouncing his name wrong. Actually,
Sounds like a decently pronunciated.
but he was saying Mob never went anywhere. They're just lying low. They don't want to get they want to do business.
It was a mistake when they were all
high profile.
like John Gotti, high profile, all that stuff.
I mean, the
all
Lucchese's and the Persicos and all of them. I
Sure.
mean, but it's crazy. Like,
well, The Godfather made it all so cool, you know.
and too much exposure,
Right.
but reading that and seeing
So-
their names was nuts to me.
Let
thought
me throw this in there. There's actually two regular chats that I think are really, really good. One is about gambling. One's about JB Pritzker, which I definitely want to talk about in this context. But someone said, Tim, explain how playing poker for money isn't gambling. Depends on your definition of gambling. Is it stock market gambling? We hear that all the time. But the issue is this. If you enter a fishing tournament, are you gambling? Technically, in some instances, according to the IRS, it is gambling. But you might be saying like, whoa, hold on. What do you mean? I'm good at fishing. I paid $100 to enter the tournament. All I got to do now is catch a bigger and more fish than the other guy, and I win. And then the IRS says, can you control how many fish are in the water? No. Can you control the size of the fish you catch? No. Can you control how much money will be put in the pot that will be paid out for the tournament? No. So you actually can't control all these circumstances. That's actually legally gambling in a lot of circumstances. Gambling winnings, whether it be blackjack or tournaments, falls into the same category, which is, I think it's called W2G or something like this. So the question around poker has longly been debated because poker is considered social poker, like Texas Hold'em, PLO, high-low, pineapple, et cetera. They're considered to be skill games. I'll put it this way. If you want to play a game of war with somebody, everyone gets one card and whoever has the high card wins. Okay, that's gambling.
Yep.
If you want to play blackjack, you don't know what you're going to get, you're gambling. You want to play a game of PLO against me? I guarantee you most people listening are like, I don't know what PLO is. How can you win a game you don't know how to play against another person? It's completely a skill game. Then the question is, it's called Pot Limit Omaha. You want to play a game of Pot Limit Omaha against me, heads up, what's the best hand? What cards are you looking for that you're going to wager money on? You don't actually know? Okay, it's a skill game. And so professionals in Texas Hold'em, which is substantially more popular, they know almost all of the math for the cards that you get and the position you're in and the likelihood you're going to win, and that's the game they're playing. Several studies have been done that found around 80% of all winning hands are not the game-winning hand. It was the play of the player. That being said, because I definitely want to answer that, someone brought up JB Pritzker, so I definitely want to talk about JB Pritzker. You guys heard?
Was this $1.4 million on blackjack?
1.4. No, not on blackjack. He never said.
He
He didn't say.
blackjack.
No, he didn't. He said cards.
Just cards. Okay.
He said cards because he's clever.
But it was one trip, right?
One trip, and he won $1.4 million. Okay, so let's talk about how JB Pritzker, governor of Illinois, somehow made 14% of his yearly income in one weekend in Vegas. I'm sorry, man. I am a card player, okay? I play blackjack. I don't play 3-card poker. It's a terrible game with miserable odds. I like Mississippi, Cajun, for those that don't know. I like Texas Hold'em. I like playing some PLO sometimes. I play cards. And I'm going to tell you right now, I call shenanigans on this Pritzker making $1.4 million when his income was reported at $10 million. Okay?
The Times said it was blackjack.
So let's look at his actual
He
video.
didn't actually say it.
I'm pretty sure his quote was, "I went to Vegas and got lucky on cards."
I've gotten lucky on cards, not 1.4 million, and I've played pretty aggressively in the past.
So we can say a few
I
things.
got to take JB to play blackjack.
Hold on. So my understanding is homie's a billionaire, right?
Yeah,
So
he's a rich man.
It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible that he went to Vegas. He's worth a ridiculous amount of money, and he said, "I'm going to take out $10 million to play with." Entirely possible, right? You see reported winnings of 1.4 million. Why? Maybe he lost $3 million, won 1.4 back, and he doesn't want to tell people. I got to be honest. If you're running for office, there's a lot of members of Congress who play poker. And whenever I ask them if, like, would you want to play a game, maybe go on stream, like, no, I couldn't do that. Because it makes you look bad for re-election.
The number one cardinal rule of office is do not show people your means and your ability to go play a game and lose tens of thousands of dollars.
Indeed.
When people can't even equate sometimes the summation of $100,000 to make their bills.
You're asking, and you're saying, I need you to donate to me.
Yeah, and I need your vote, and can you send me $5?
So
it's not a good look.
Yeah, the asking for money when you can afford to lose thousands.
You know, I got that thrown at me a lot when I was running, because I did give my campaign $700,000. And a lot of people, like, the grassroots people, they'd be like, well, if you gave yourself that much money, why do you need my $5? It's a very, it's a tight rope. You're like, because it's not enough and I don't have any more. Or, well, if you gave 700, that means you can put more. Like, there's this dichotomy to it. So the last thing you want, and you're right on the money, the last thing JB Pritzker wants is to go and say, well, this wasn't actually a winning. I actually lost $1.6 million.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.